Hey, how are you, Favor D1? Come on, let's see where you are. Let's get the roundup. What cities are you? What cities are you? Hey, Strong Tower, how are you? Flying Eagle again and Bell 63. Hello. Yeah, let's see. What cities are you from? What cities are you guys? Okay, I see Boston. All right, I saw Austin, Texas already. Come on, keep the hearts coming. Keep everybody that's just getting on. Swipe to the right. Get all your followers in. Hey, Chi-Town, Portsmouth, Virginia. Chi-Town, I'm going to be there on the 21st of November. I'm doing a women's conference. Hey, what's going on, Atlanta, Maryland? I guess I'll see you tomorrow. Winston-Salem, North Carolina, Washington, D.C., Fort Lauderdale in the building. Good evening from Columbia, finishing up paperwork. Okay, Lex G, the model, Baltimore. Come on, San Diego, good to see you. Yeah, keep everybody coming. Hey, Cincinnati, Ohio. Hey, Marion, Little Rock, Arkansas. You've been waiting? Okay. Hey, Capitol Heights, Maryland. Hey, Connecticut. Good seeing you. Keep swiping to the right. Let's get everybody on you possibly can, because I want to share some things with you. Of course, you know me. Texas, hey Texas, I'm going to be on. Of course, we got to work tomorrow morning, but I wanted to share something up with you. Hey, Miami again. I can have the spiritual enrichment if the Mets just lost. Yeah, I'm rooting for the Mets because I'm a home. You know, it's the home team, but I'm actually a Yankees fan. Hey, Philadelphia, see you soon. Temple Hill, see you as well. Everybody keep inviting your followers. Please share with your followers. Swipe to the right if you have an iPhone, and swipe upwards if you have an Android. So swipe to the right if you have an iPhone, and swipe upward if you have an Android, because I want to share something with you. 4 critical things that you're going to need for this next season of your life. Yeah, I like LeBron when he was with Miami. But I wish him the best. So quickly, get everybody on, because I'm not going to be on long, because I understand that some people have that insomnia thing or that sleepless thing, but you're going to be all right, because I got some things I want to share with you real quick. But let me quickly go on. Let me do this. So I want to talk to you real quick about 4 things that you're going to need for this next season of your life. I'm going to wait for while you get your pens, you get your pads, because I really want you to get what I'm about to say. 4 things that you're going to need for this next season of your life. My favorite part about Michigan, got some great people. The food is outstanding. This is not a Michigan hat. This is Minnesota hat, University of Minnesota. See how the side says Big Ten over here. So Michigan is a part. Minnesota almost won, but they lost today. So let me quickly get right into what I need to say. 4 things that you're going to need that are going to be critical for this next season of your life. The first thing I want you to understand is the 3 most important questions in life that every one of us are going to have to ask is, who am I? Why am I here? And where am I going? Let me say it again. Who am I? Why am I here? And where am I going? I believe it was my freshman psychology class, or my freshman Western civilization class. I was blessed to have one of the greatest professors. He's still around. He's still alive. Dr. Howard Voss, a phenomenal, brilliant man. And one of the things he talked about was Maslow's hierarchy of needs. And when he talked about Maslow's hierarchy of needs, there's 5 things that stand out when it comes to Maslow's hierarchy of needs: self-actualization, esteem, love, belonging, safety, and the physiological. Let me say it again. Maslow's hierarchy of needs has 5 things. Those of you that have studied psychology, Western civilization, sociology, you know Abraham Maslow's hierarchy of needs states this: 1, self-actualization; 2, self-esteem; 3, love/belonging; 4, safety; and 5, physiological. And so one of the things that you understand when you discover really who you are, you understand that you really don't have a lot of time to deal with foolishness. You don't have a lot of time to deal with people who are not going in the same direction that you're going. That's when you discover who you are. The second thing is when you discover why you're here, you understand that you have a purpose in life. You understand that you're not just here, just existing. You're not just by happenstance to be where you are, that there is a purpose that God has for you. And number three, when you understand where do you go from here, but you'll never be able to go from here until you discover who you are. Because the moment you discover who you are, you begin to understand the power of purpose. Now, that's a whole nother message in its entirety. But you understand, when you understand your purpose, you understand the moment a person gravitates to their purpose is the moment things begin to start shifting. Because not only will it start shifting for you psychologically, but it begins to start shifting for you socially. It begins to start shifting for you economically. So you begin to realize that you just can't stay where you are, that there has to be more. So now here are the four things quickly that you're going to need to possess in this next season of your life. Number one, you're going to have a clarity of purpose. You must have a clarity of purpose. What do you mean? Stop trying to be what everybody else wants you to be, or stop trying to be like everybody else, or stop trying to make it your mission in life to accomplish what someone else has done. If it is not your mission, if it is not your purpose, then you are totally off kilter. And a lot of people are off kilter right now, 20 years, 30 years, 40 years of your life, doing something really that God never has designed for you. So the first thing you need to understand is you've got to get some clarity of purpose. What is God saying for you in this season? I want to say something to you, that you don't have as much time as you think you have. I'm going to say that again. You don't have as much time as you think you have. So you quickly better identify and you better recognize the clarity of purpose. The second thing is you got to be persistent. What do you mean persistent? When you understand your purpose in life, you must be persistent. You got to get persistent, which means you got to get in a hurry. You got to have what is called stick-to-itiveness. In your stick-to-itiveness, that means you've got to see it through. So many people start things and they don't finish it. You know, I read books all the time, but there's some books I've read. I started off reading, and the books, after a certain period of time, it just didn't get me. But because I wanted to be a finisher, I have to finish the books. Let me say it again. And I've got to be persistent in what I'm doing. And so here's the next thing. And so if you understand your clarity of purpose, you've got to be persistent about whatever it is, which means you can't let anything stop you or prevent you from getting it. Stop allowing excuses to stop you. Okay, so if it didn't work one way, then go another way. If it doesn't work through the back door, then come through the front door. If it doesn't work through the front door, come through the side doors. It's interestingly enough, I want to say something to you, because the Bible clearly talks about, I may let you listen in or get part of the message that I'm going to speak. Well, the Bible talks about the man that the house was packed, the place was jam-packed, and they brought a man that was on a stretcher. They were trying to get him in through, but they could not get him in through the door. And because they couldn't get him in through the door, they went up to the rooftop. Well, there were 4 men, and the Bible never tells us what the 4 men's names were, but let me tell you, the 4 men, we don't know what their names are, but I will tell you 4 characteristics of each man. Let me say it again. We don't know what the 4 men's names were, but I will tell, hey, Brazil, what's going on? But I will tell you the characteristics of each man. And so the first characteristic of an individual that was trying to get to the rooftop to get this sick man is, number one, we have to have the first characteristic of the first guy. His name was creative. Creative. Yeah, he had to be creative, because it took a creative mindset to be able to go to the roof and then be able to allow this man to come down. The second man, now you need to get this. The second man is after creative, the second man must be clarity. Clarity. So not only are you creative, but your mind has got to be clear on what it is doing. The third person, after creative, after clarity, the third person is connection. You need somebody to connect you to your destiny. You need someone to connect you to your purpose. So first is creative. Number 2 is clarity. Number 3 is connection. And watch this. Number 4 is, so let's see, we said first was what? Clarity. First was creative. Second was clarity. The third was connection. And the fourth, I don't know if you're ready for this. The fourth is collection. What do you mean collection? You've got to be able to collect the data. You got to be able to collect the information. You got to be able to collect whatever it is. So you need a collector. A collector is the person that takes all the other three. The collector actually is the CEO because he pretty much puts everything together and processes it. So you need these 4 C's if you're going to go to this next dimension. You need somebody that is creative. You need somebody that has clarity. You need somebody that's a connector, and you need somebody that knows how to collect. They know how to collect everything. So you put these 4 men together, these 4 characteristics, then you understand, watch this, that in these 4 men, that they understood that how to release this man from the roof down to the into the building so where Jesus would pray for them. And so let me quickly say this. So number 1, clarity of purpose. Number 2, watch this. Persistent. Number 4, watch number 3, determination. I got to say it again, determination. So after you have clarity of purpose, after you are persistent, watch this. The third thing is determination, determination, determination. It's time for the block party. There we go. All right, good. All right, so clarity of purpose, number 1. B, persistent. Number 3, you've got to be determined. What do you mean determined? You can't ever allow anybody to stop you from getting to what God has for you. You need determination, which means you got to fight for whatever it is you believe. Are you with me here? Somebody say, I'm with you. Someone say, I'm with you. I guess the block ministry has got to come into effect. I don't know who this is, but you know, it's amazing. Yeah, don't worry about it because, it's almost like, oh, you're with me. Good. Okay. Excellent. So number 1, clarity. See, you start picking up all kind of people when you come on late night. It lets you know what kind of spirits. Don't worry about that. So number 1, let me say it quickly again, clarity of purpose. Number 2, you got to be persistent. Number 3, you got to be determined. And number 4, you got to be committed. Let me say it again. The 4 things that you're going to need in this season. Number 1, there must be clarity of purpose. What is your purpose in life? Number 2, you must be persistent. What do you mean persistent? You got to have the stick-to-itiveness to move forward. And number 3, you've got to be determined. What do you mean determined? That means without a shadow of a doubt, I'm going to move forward. Nothing's going to stop me. I'm determined to fulfill the purpose that God has for me. And number 4, you've got to be committed. You've got to be committed to whatever it is. You got to be committed to something. If you're not committed to an individual, because some people can't commit to individuals, but even if you can't commit to an individual, you need to commit to your purpose. There it is. You need to commit to the purpose that God has for you. Because if you fulfill these 4 things in this next season of your life, you're going to begin to see God revolutionize your life. He's going to begin to shift your life, and things are going to turn around. Let me say this to you before I release you. You're at the brink of one of the greatest breakthroughs in your entire life. These are the 4 things that you're going to need. Number 1, I'm going to say it again. You got to have purpose. Be clear with your purpose. If you've not been called to sing, don't try to sing. If you've not been called to be an administrator, don't try to administrate. Whatever it is that God has given you, your best giftings, that's part of your purpose. Number 2, be persistent. Number 3, be determined. And number 4, be committed. If you can't commit to the thing, then don't start it. If you can't be committed, if you can't see it all the way through, then there's no sense in you touching it. The truth of the matter is, if you're not committed, trust me, people will know you're not committed. It takes commitment to not just be on with this, but it takes commitment for me to do these periscopes. It takes commitment for me to get up. Sometimes when I don't feel like getting up, sometimes you want to sleep through the day, sleep through the night. But the truth of the matter is I'm committed to what I'm doing. And so when you're committed to what you're doing, God always bless you. He always kisses you. There's always a signature of blessings upon you. This is Dr. Kervin J. Smith, and I want to let you know that we love you, we appreciate you, and we wanted to just kind of drop something by on you during this hour of most people asleep, and if they're not asleep, it's really what we call the insomnia zodiac hour. And so we wanted to say that to you. God bless you. We'll see you real soon. The Lord bless you, and I'll see you on tomorrow. God bless.